So last summer I worked as a production intern for the Houston Dynamo professional soccer team. They're basically televised every home game that the Houston Dynamo had last summer. And basically as an intern I was charged with the setup and takedown of all the audio and the video. And the first day I go in there I meet Kenny Schlein, our technical director, and he basically gives me a rundown of what's expected of me as an intern for the summer. And he basically was going to be my boss, and he, kind of puts an emphasis on how much hard work it's going to be and you're really learning on the fly. And so right off the bat, I totally hold true everything he was saying. I'm scrambling around. I'm helping everyone get everything set up. Everyone's hounding me. You got to learn this on the fly. You got to learn this for next time. Yada yada. And so finally, after about 2 hours of helping set up with the audio, basically gathered all the sounds on the field that went to the broadcast truck. It basically got all the audio feed. Richard Martinez, the audio operator, says, "Well, we got to go upstairs. We've got to get everything ready for the play-by-play commentators to do their open." So we go up to the soccer commentary booth, and the mood is tense. I walk in, and this atmosphere is like, everything is professional. Everything is going to be televised. All of this is going on air, and it's like, wow, everything I ever have seen watching a game, this is how it all goes into play. And there's just so many aspects of it. It's so difficult to comprehend all of it. So we go in, and Richard immediately starts setting up the audio for Glenn Davis. They're getting ready for their open. Glenn Davis is the play-by-play commentator. And finally Richard gets done, and everyone realizes that Eddie Robinson hasn't arrived yet, who's going to be the color guy for the game. And so Richard gets a phone call. He has to go down to the booth to take care of something. He says to me, "Whit, do you think you can set up the audio for Eddie? You kind of watch me doing everything with Glenn, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Richard, I got a pretty good feel for it." So Richard leaves the room, and Eddie Robinson comes scrambling in about 10 minutes later, about 50 seconds before we're going on air. So I'm scrambling. We're both trying to figure out how to get this audio box on and making sure all the cords are plugged in, and they don't have time for a mic check to make sure everything is working, so they go right into it. So after Glenn Davis talks for about 2 minutes, he turns it over to Eddie, and Eddie starts talking. No one can hear what he's saying. The only people that are able to hear anything that he's saying is anyone that's in the booth with him. No one can hear in the truck, and let alone no one can hear it at home that's watching this game on TV. So after about 3 minutes, realizing that the audio is not working for Eddie, they go to break, and everyone's scrambling around like, well, what the hell went wrong? And Richard Martinez comes in, and he's screaming. He's trying to figure out what's going on, and everyone's kind of starts glaring at me, and so Richard's about to start tearing into me, and Eddie's kind of alleviates the situation and kind of blames it on himself a little bit. "I'm new to this, Richard. It won't happen again. Me and Whit have a better idea, right, Whit?" I'm like, "Yeah, definitely." So Eddie kind of pats me on the back, and Richard walks out of the room. So we get through the game, and I'm basically going back into the truck. Everyone's getting everything put back into the truck, and Kenny Schlein is out there to confront me, and he says, "Had a hiccup today on the microphone for the open, didn't you, with Eddie's stuff?" And I said, right before I can even start explaining, he says, "Look, that's a hiccup. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to make mistakes, but you really showed me a lot of work ethic today. You showed that you have what it takes to basically get through the gauntlet of sports broadcasting and setting everything up. So how about the rest of the summer you come and work for me for the Houston Dynamo?" So despite all of the turmoil that I caused with not knowing how to set up Eddie Robinson's audio, I get offered by my boss to come back for the rest of the summer because of the work ethic that I showed. So with every storm, there's always a calm, and that was the calm for me, was being asked to come back and work this internship.